Welcome to step 5 in sales prospecting, outreach. We've completed account selection, step 1, account insight, step 2, step 3, people insight, learning about the people at the partners, step 4, content plan and messaging. Now it's time to focus on step 5, the prospect outreach, delivering our message to them. This is the outreach stage where we start with a focus entirely on the customers. It's not really about us. It's not about what we want or what our research shows. It's about the customer and the problem they're experiencing, the one we know we can solve for them. Tom Rath really covers this. It's about enhancing the lives of others. Well, let's take stock for a minute about how we got here to step 5. We picked the accounts that matter most to the business in a first step. Then the second step, our research identified the prospect's pain points, how our solution helps. And we've learned as much as we can about the people at the prospect company. Our outreach messaging in step 4 is contextually relevant, personalized, and clearly highlights the problem we solve. So in step 3, how do we create a contextually relevant, personalized message? We review the content from the work we did in the first steps, 1 through 3, account selection, account insight, people insight. We've got to ask ourselves, what are the 1 to 2 triggers for this contact that puts our message in the context of their problem, the problem we know we can solve? We want to focus on how our product and service solves a challenge they face. We're going to start with customer empathy. So the outreach phase is about making contact. This is where the sales team really shines. And it isn't really truly business to business. More accurately, it's still human to human. Our starting point is the potential customer's pain point. It's not about us and what we want. It's not that we want to give a demo, we want to talk with them. It's about empathizing with the problem they have. Effective outreach is about starting that exchange of value and building trust. Buyers buy from people they know, like, and trust. We've got to establish that to get started. Okay, so with ABM 5, where do we start? Well, we start with an acknowledgement of the prospect's business, their challenges, their personal, professional growth, and willingness to partner with others. Outreach is not going to be a once and done activity. It's an ongoing part of a long-term sales, business development, and marketing strategy. We're cultivating the right accounts and the right people at those accounts as long-term customers. All right, you want a coaching moment on outreach? If your outreach messaging includes an I, as in I want to connect or I want a demo for you, time to rewrite it. See if you can eliminate the word I from that. That's not customer focused. That's focused on the seller's needs and wants, which is totally oriented in the wrong direction. Bad starting point. Buyers care about their needs and problems. They don't care about our needs and problems as the seller. If you're thinking about how do we deliver more effective outreach, get out a character as a seller. Try this. Add value, be contextually relevant. Start with the individual you're selling to, their business, their pain points, and industry relevant information. Help the customer connect with the resources, information, and solutions that help. Be immediately relevant to them from the first outreach. We don't start with us or our products. Start by focusing on our customers' priorities, challenges, and needs. Okay, so how do we do effective outreach? It's based on personalized outreach that delivers the highest return on investment. We want open communications with a personalized note with a specific offer designed for that focus account. This relies on outreach messaging, which we already created in the step before the step 4, and that puts our sales reps in a position of relevance, value, and expertise. It's here where we create alignment with the prospect about the challenge to be solved. Rely on the content cluster we created in step 4 that we created specifically to support this customer segment as part of the outreach campaign. Okay, how do we contact the prospects? Well, you look for LinkedIn connections. There's the 300 character free outreach. There's also InMail, field events, direct mail, email campaigns, account advertising. We can do a demo unit on loan, personalized web landing pages, Human outreach, the account executives, sales development, sometimes executives bring them in, offers, do an ebook, a webinar with an industry expert. These are only a few ways that you can contact people and get the conversation started. Well, the question comes up, how do we measure outreach progress? We want to measure each active engagement with the date of the interaction. What's the date of first connection, date of first email, date of first phone call? And that helps us measure our progress toward closing. And then when we do it overall, we can predict with greater accuracy how long our deals are going to take and what's happening in our sales deal cycle. With measurements like that, we gain insight into the deal cycles, the impediments to closing that can be improved upon or altogether eliminated if they're holding things up. All the key metrics that let us improve the customer experience, accelerate our deal cycles, and increase deal revenue size. So, what are the next steps for customer outreach? I want to outline the outreach plan in terms of duration, themes, succinct statement of the problem we solve, budget, resources allocated. Get that written down. We open with the prospect by giving our prospect information and insight that's valuable to them. And we want the content plan in place before outreach begins, as the content reinforces the value of the connection, the conversation. Remember, content is a 24/7 waypoint. It's always selling. It's a 24/7 salesperson directing the client to us as a trustworthy advisor and industry partner. That content establishes the common ground, relevance, and trust we need as a foundation for the buyer-vendor relationship. And further, it provides value to the recipient. All right, how do we measure the effectiveness of our outreach? Well, tracking outreach is critically important. We want to measure how well we solve the problem for the customer, measure new revenue, the number of long-term loyal business engagements, measure the expected pathway to forming a committed business relationship. How long does that take? What are the steps? How long does each step take? Start with that first connection, whether it's LinkedIn or business card exchange at a meetup during a trade show. Make sure you start when that first contact. The typical next steps, an exchange of email addresses so communication can flow freely over the company domain email. And you want to track all those intersection points with that prospect. How's that going? And look for improvements in the process. So, what are the key takeaways? What are the things you really need to remember as the kernels here on outreach? Stay focused on the customer. That's the starting point. Put the customer first in communications, in your thoughts, in adding value. And remember, inform first, sell later. The sale will come, but build the trust to value added content in communication. Build that foundation of trust. Selling will come once the trust is established. Okay, with that, we're going to close out ABM 5, Step 5, Outreach. And remember, with ABM, you want to apply Ignite to your revenue pipeline. I and Ignite for identify the accounts within your ICP that have the best chance of becoming customers. G, generate that personalized messaging. N, nail your content plan before you begin outreach and trial different medium, podcasts, blogs, interviews, ebooks, and webinars. I, again, include the cross-team functions of marketing, sales, ops, business development, finance as one integrated whole revenue team. T, tabulate your results and track your ROI metrics conscientiously. And lastly, engage. Reach out to customers, start with a personalized, high-touch message, follow up with methodical customer journey omni plan. That's it. We'll see you for the next segment of ABM 6 Customer Journey and Omnichannel.